Welcome to Simple Art at Home with me, Laura Houston. Today we have a special episode. We are going to make origami. And what we have here are little cute cat faces. This will be considered the easier origami that we'll do today. And then over here is more of an advanced lesson. These are origami cranes that I've strung together. And I'm going to show you how to do all of these. And just to let you know, this is what I use. I have this special box that I keep my origami paper in. It comes in all these colors. Origami paper is square. It has to be perfectly square. Here's an example. It looks like this. So if you don't have origami paper, you don't have to, but you do have to have a square piece of paper. And I'm going to start off by showing you how to take a regular rectangular piece of paper and to make it square. Okay, so here is an example of paper from a computer printer, or you might even have just white notebook paper. And this is how you can make a paper square. You take a corner, let's see, I'm going to do it this way, and just fold it down like this until this edge meets right along here. And then you fold it like this. Now this leftover piece right here is what you're going to want to cut off. And what I like to do is I'm going to use a ruler and just line it up right there, and then lift up this flap and draw a line and cut it. And once you cut it, you'll have a perfect square left, okay? So you can use paper that is any size when you start to make these origami projects. But my paper, just so you know, the standard origami paper is 6 inches by 6 inches. I'll show you here. It's just under 6 inches, but it's 6 by 6. Okay, so we are going to start by making that really cute cat face. Okay, so when we start, let's see, the first fold is to fold it corner to corner. And, oops, let me put on my glasses. It's really important that you get the folds exact with origami. There we go. Okay, so there's the first fold. This is for the little cat face. And then you want to make a little crease, not a lot. I'm just going to do a little crease with my thumb right there. I'm just pushing it, and I'm going to open it back up because that little crease is going to help me later on, if it shows. I'm going to take the top and fold it down about right here. And then I'm going to fold each side up. Now remember, let's see, there's the crease. I don't know if I'm going to draw a little line just so you can see it. You wouldn't normally do that, but I'm showing you for the camera. So when I fold up, I want to make sure that I don't go past that little crease like that. What I was going to say is, if I'm going too fast for you, go ahead and just pause this video. So now that we have these folds, I'm going to turn it over, and here comes the fun part. So we have the 2 ears and the face. I think that I will make, let's see, a little heart nose. I think that's really cute. So I'm going to put a little heart nose right there on the cat. And I will make a little mouth like this. And how about 2 round eyes? And let's put some little eyelashes. And what I like to add is I've cut out little circles from white paper. And you can either use Elmer's glue or a glue stick, any kind. I'm going to use my glue stick. Sometimes I feel like a glue stick is less messy. Now I'm going to put this little, these are like the little cheeks on the cat. Look how cute. I think it adds a lot. That one there. Push that down. We're almost finished with our cat. Let's add some whiskers. And I like to put some little soft dots right here. And what about the outline on the ears? The little black triangle here. There we go. I'll do the same thing over here. Okay. I think that's pretty cute. So there's an example of an origami cat face. Now we didn't use any tape or any glue to keep it together. I suppose you can if you want yours to lie flat, but generally with origami, you don't. So that's the cat face. I'll set him over here. And now let's move on and make an origami crane. So here's examples of cranes. This one's more complicated, but you can do it. It did take me a long time to learn how to do a crane. So just please don't get frustrated. Just remember, you can watch this video over and over again or pause it just to make sure. But here we go. We're going to give it a try. So I'm going to start by folding the paper in half. And again, it's worth it for you to take your time and try to get the folds exact. Open the paper and fold it in half the other way. And make sure that you always match, the corners up very carefully and get crisp folds. You see how I moved my finger along the edge to get a very crisp fold? I'm opening it back up again and going corner to corner. A lot of origami is, I want to say, it's kind of like symmetrical, and usually what you do to one side of the paper, then you're going to flip it over and do the same thing to the other side. You're going to see that with repeated folds. Now we're going to fold this corner, and what we're really doing right here is we're getting our helper folds ready. Okay, so what we've done is we have a lot of helper folds here. Now, I'm going to put it like a diamond towards me at an angle, and I'm putting this crease down here. Some of you might like to see this fold written in instructions on paper, and you can find that online as well. I know sometimes it's hard to see, but I'm just folding this all down. You know what? I did that really fast. I'm going to show you again, okay? But I'm going to open it back up and show you again. So we started out with this diamond shape, and I'm going to bring this fold down here. That's why we did all of those helper folds. It all kind of just falls into place. And now I will bring this fold down. So it looks like this when you hold it together. You can see that. Okay. Now I'm going to turn it so that the top layer can be lifted right here. So I'm going to lift this up to the corner. Okay, and like I said, what you do to one side, you do to the other. We're going to flip it over and do the same thing here. Okay, so now the shape looks like this. Can I see it like this? Okay. I'm going to take this side here and bring it up. So this kind of reminds me of a kite, like I'm making a kite, but the back side stays down. Just taking the top layer, and I'm going to do the same thing to this side. So you can kind of open that up and put those in. Okay, again, what you do to one side, you do to the other. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to do the same thing. See why I said it kind of looks like a kite now? Let's see if I can fix this fold a little bit right here. My paper tore a little bit. When you're practicing, you're going to get a lot of little tears and uneven folds, and I don't have the best paper. It's kind of thick, but it's going to do just fine. So this is what I have now. It looks kind of like a kite. You have these loose ends here. Now I'm going to do a helper fold by folding this top layer down and another top layer down and the third top layer down. Those are helper folds. Now put them all back. Open up these little flaps. Reach your hand inside. And there's that helper fold that you just made. So we're going to fold this back. You know, when you're practicing this for the first time, it's somewhat easier to practice on very large paper. If you could get like 10 inches by 10 inches square, that would be great. This is like a boat fold. It looks like I'm making a canoe. I'm trying to get my corners just right. Again, I'm going to flip. See, there's like the boat. I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing. I'm going to open it up, reach my hand in here, use that helper fold that I made, and fold all of this back. I'm making this, like, to me it's kind of like a little canoe, but I'm flattening it out. There. Okay. Now, a lot of times when I see people say, oh, I know how to make an origami crane, they forget the step that I'm going to show you right now. So in order to make the crane a true crane like this, you need to do this step. A lot of time it gets forgotten. So you have these two folds that are up. Those are going to become the wings. And then you have these. These look like little legs, but they're not. It's actually going to become the head and the tail. But we're going to make them skinnier. So you see how they're thicker? I'm just taking the top layer and I'm folding it up here. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing to this side. Okay, and again, what I do to one side, I do to the other. I'm going to flip it over. We're almost done, believe it or not. I'm folding these in. Now, it makes more elegant crane this way. So we have these two flaps that move. These are going to fold down to become wings. Okay, this part is a little tricky. I'm going to open this up and kind of fold it up and inside out. And this is going to be the head or the tail. I'm going to try to get it bent just right. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing to this side. I'm going to open up this flap and bend it up. Okay. And I'm going to fold down the wings and pull them out just a little bit. Now, I'm going to turn this sideways so you can see this a little better. Okay, you have two. I usually take the one that's less perfect, so this one looks a little better. This one that's less perfect, I'm going to just bend it down, and it's going to become the head. Okay, so here is an origami crane. Now for the fun part, to put these three together into a hanging strand that you can hang around your house or even give away as a gift. To start with, I want to show you the types of needles that I like to use. And you know, you don't have to have a needle. You can poke a hole with a pencil or a pen or a paper clip. But these are called, I don't know if you can see this, these are called tapestry needles. And tapestry needles are dull on the tip, so they won't puncture your skin. They're like safety needles. I like to use them. And I already have one ready ahead of time. I just use black thread and I tied a knot. I did a knot 3 times on the end down here, and I'm going to start, I like to put beads. You know, if you don't have beads around the house, get creative. You know, this whole episode is called Simple Art at Home. You can use anything that you can find. You know, maybe ask your mom or grandmother or dad, like, what's in the garage? You know, you could use a little washer if you wanted to hold the cranes on the string. I am wearing my glasses, but I could still barely see this. But I'm just stringing the bead through. And I have these fun little pretty decorations here. I'm going to put here. Okay. So that the crane will actually sit on these. It'll help prevent the crane from falling. There is a hole down here. So I'm going to put the needle in the hole and make it come right up through the top. Let's see. Can you see that there? Let me turn it sideways. Right up through the top. I'm going to try not to let the string come off the needle. But see that? The bead prevents the string from going through the crane. And then I don't want the cranes to sit right on top of each other. So I'm going to put another bead on the string. Okay. And I'm going to tie, I know I want it to be about right here. So I'm going to make a knot right about here. So the bead is like a space holder, and the next crane that I string on will sit on that bead. It prevents them from going all the way through. I think I'm going to put the medium blue. Again, I'm going to string it right through here, going right up through the top. Okay, there's my second bird. And then I'm going to take one more. Oops. Okay, I need to tie a knot so that it doesn't go all the way down. So I'm just going to knot it about here. If you don't have string at home, what I used to use when I was a kid, if I couldn't find string, believe it or not, like dental floss works great as a craft string. And mostly everybody can find that. And then I'm just going to put the needle through here and have it. See how they're starting to hang. Okay, and now I think what I'd like to do is put maybe another decorative bead up here. Before I put a loop at the top. Now you can just finish with a loop at the top, or what I did tonight, I actually went in the garage and found some Christmas hooks for my Christmas decorations. You can do that too. So I'm going to just tie a loop, and I think what I will do is put something here. Let's see. I might just put my pen through here to help like be a holder for this. Tie a knot. There. So you want to do a double knot. A double knot is when you tie the knot twice. Then when I can take out the pen, I have a little loop here. And cut off the extra. And I'm going to cut off also the extra from the end so it looks a little nicer. This makes a really nice gift. I've also had one of these hanging on my back porch for like 2 years, and it's like withheld the weather. And you can see they're just, I think they're beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to bring this up to the front here. Okay, so here's the cat that I just made and showed you. I'll put it right here. Put it right here. Here's the strand so you can see what it looks like. So this is called origami, and these are cranes. And if you don't have the same materials, you can use any paper that you want. You can use white paper and even color it and then cut it into a square. And I just hope that you like think outside the box and use whatever materials that you can. Oops, this is G. I think he sees the, no, you can't have this, G. But I hope you enjoyed this episode. This is Simple Art at Home with G and Laura Houston, and I hope you had fun and enjoyed this. Thank you.